on any device.
A startling recommendation from the American Association of Pediatrics advising that children as young as 9 be screened for substance abuse.
Each year, thousands of teens 16 and older enter into recovery for alcohol and drug abuse, many dying from drug overdoses. A new high school in Michigan recently opened, hoping to change this trajectory for students and families struggling with addiction and recovery.
Our Dawn Jones shares a story of one father who is left wondering if such a school could have saved his son.
He's very outgoing, very funny, very athletic, played quarterback in football, was good at baseball.
Dakota had another side too, rising to the surface in his early teens.
He started smoking weed at a younger age, but that was pretty much all he did for a few years.
A gateway drug, says his father, Andy Hopson, who has been in recovery since the late 90s. He feared for his son.
It scared me, but, all I could do was talk to him and warn him, for me, I feel like weed is the beginning. The intro to a lot of different things.
And it was for Dakota. By the time he was 18, he was addicted to pills.
He was starting to do Xanax, and he started hanging out with, a cousin of his, and they were kind of, getting into some things they shouldn't have, the pills and the opioids.
According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, by 12th grade, 60% of teenagers have tried alcohol. 20% say they've used medications without a prescription, and half, that's 50%, of all high school students report having tried marijuana.
Yeah, but the stories are powerful and heart-wrenching.
David Game is president and CEO of Wellspring Lutheran Services, the nonprofit organization that opened Michigan's first recovery high school for teens struggling with addiction.
Plenty of parents who whose families have been affected by substance use disorder, and in some cases whose children have died of overdose, who are with great regret saying, we wish this had been there for our student, for our child.
And as a parent, you question yourself, well, what else could we have done?
On the morning Dakota was scheduled to enter rehab, his father discovered his lifeless body. At age 21, Dakota was dead of a heroin overdose.
I mean, that's where his life ended, in a hotel in Romulus. It was just horrifying.
Game hopes no other parent has to experience the heartbreak of losing a child to an overdose. Wellspring Academy in Farmington Hills is a free charter school that provides support and services to high school students in recovery.
With peer coaching, these are young people who themselves are in recovery and have been successful at that, to other recovery coaches, to the academic offering, group work where students will work together on their recovery, and supports for the family. It's a completely comprehensive wraparound program.
Game says they are a much needed option for young people in recovery because when forced to return to their home school, 70% of students will relapse within 6 months.
All the same triggers, all the same pressure, all the same anxiety, the same friends are all surrounding them. And as you point out, relapse is almost certain.
Andy wonders if his son would still be alive. It's a question he will never know the answer to.
He never had recovery to come home to. He never had, he always went back to the same people that he used with. Now, if he'd have had, that setting like the school.
He has high hopes for Michigan's first recovery high school and the impact it could have on families.
I think it's gonna blossom, and I think it's gonna be great opportunities for for our youth.
Dakota was a father of 2 when he died at the age of 21. Wellspring Academy opened online in January, and they're hoping to have in-person instruction in September. They can accommodate up to 120 students from all across the state. You'll find more information on their website, wellspringacademy.com. Matt?